Alright folks, we're at Mother Pizza, Newport, Rhode Island. What are we doing? We're thinking about soccer camp. In my mind, in my mind, soccer camp is a place where you go, a location that you have fun playing soccer, you get a little bit better, and you make some friends. But my ideas I challenge myself, can I take this idea of soccer camp and can you make it perpetual? Can you bring a few tools with you, maybe just a ball or a jump rope? Or with a few tools, can you bring this idea of soccer camp with you anywhere in the world? So what are we doing today? We're thinking about first, we're thinking about food. How do we fuel ourselves properly before a game? And then what are some fundamental things that you could do everywhere with just a few minutes that are really going to help you improve in less than 15 minutes, 10 minutes, 5 minutes. Develop the habit. So I'm thinking about sun protection. That's one. So let's answer one question. We're going to answer a question from Stanzen. And then we're going to do a mini skills development routine and a little bit of movement and a little bit of breathing. So first, let's talk about food. These sirens are killing me. So when we eat, we're looking for great digestion. You want to eat meals from most liquid to most solid. If you've ever had the experience where you eat a large meal and then you drink a lot of water, you get the stomach ache. So just by eating your meal from most liquid to most solid, it's really going to help improve your digestion. Second thing you want to keep in mind is there's a quote that goes, "The man who takes 99 steps after he eats lives to 100." So making sure that you move around after you eat. A lot of people, they eat, they maybe have a big meal, and they go take a nap, and then they wake up, they're feeling sluggish. So you want to put that energy to work. Third thing is, we're aiming for that Charles Poliquin diet, which is local fruit, variety of nuts. Right? You want to vary the nuts you're eating to avoid sensitivities. We're doing a piece of meat, so some chicken, it could be plant protein, chicken, fish, steak, whatever. And then some healthy fat like an olive oil, avocado, guacamole. So we had chickpeas, pickles, a cheese board, and some meatballs. So I think we got 1 out of the 4, right? We forgot the healthy fat, and we had no local fruit, and we had no nuts, but that's okay, right? Because it's just, those are the 4 things you're aiming for, and if you don't hit them, that's okay. Right? Charles Poliquin says, in prison, prisoners get the worst quality food, they get no sleep, and they have world-class physiques. So, right, he says the secret to his success is the structure, right, that pattern of eating, but on the other side of the same coin, it's even with poor eating, even with poor sleep, you can become, people know in prison, prisoners has very world-class physiques, so not using your diet as an excuse, to not train or for the reason that your body looks or feels in a certain way, I think is very important. Okay, the question from Stanzen is, how do I manage fitness training, plyometrics? You said you want to do finishing drills, and you said you want to improve your stamina. So the question is, and then you said you lift upper body 2 times a week, and then you do you're doing legs one of the days a week, right? So after thinking about this question, I mean, I've lived this question, right? Like, I've had to balance, I've had to do exactly what you're asking for the past, I mean, think 4 years in college, and then before that it was 4 years in high school, so 8 years I lived that. And what I wish I knew now is that with less moving parts, you could be less stressful, more joyful, more dangerous on the field if you change the things that you're focusing on. Right? There's another quote that goes something like, the beginner doesn't know what to focus on, and the master knows what not to focus on. So I'm the furthest thing from a master, but I do know that with this RMT rope, I'm not saying it replaces all strength training, but what it's going to do is it's going to hit a lot of areas at the same time and make you very dangerous, right? Because I noticed after spending so much time thinking about a structured lifting program, right? In college we had structured lifting programs. It was, you do this stuff on this day and this stuff on this day and plyos on this day and agility on this day, and then I just remember doing all the stuff that I thought I was supposed to do, and then getting on the field, and it just never felt like it really translated. It's like for the past 27 years I've really struggled with balancing training routine, and so the question is, how do I make my training transfer to on-field performance, right? You train to play better. You want your training intensity to be higher than when you come to playing, so that your competition, you just destroy them. But a lot of times players' training actually makes them worse. So this is what I wish I knew. This is going to answer your question, what we're going to do right now. So I'm going to teach you a breathing technique by Dr. Vranich, V-R-A-N-I-C-H. Then I'm going to show you how to use this RMT rope. And then we're going to do a 3-ball juggling rotation and a simple dribbling sequence. And this is going to hit every single thing you just said. This is going to hit endurance fitness, right? Stamina. This is going to hit plyometrics. This is going to hit finishing drills. This is going to hit core strength and injury prevention. So every single thing that you just said that you're looking to train for, you can do that with simple tools anywhere in the world, and this is the way to do it. Or this is not the way, this is a way. There's lots of ways to do it. This is one that could help. So, just test it out, see what you think. Okay, let's learn how to breathe. If you take a deep breath and your shoulders go up into the air, right? If your shoulders go, then what you want to do is start to breathe with your belly. Right? It looks like this. Smell the flowers. Blow out the candles. Why this is important, this belly breathing technique, is because it's going to help you use less energy than with your shoulders. If you use less energy when you breathe, think about how many times you breathe in a given day. If you learn this simple technique, it's going to completely change your life. You're going to have more stamina on the field. You're going to be more relaxed on and off the ball in high pressure situations. It's going to massage your internal organs. It's going to take pressure off your spinal column. Dr. Vranich says there's this rule of 3. Right? Rule of 3 is 3 minutes without air, 3 hours without shelter, 3 weeks without food or water. Give or take, you'd be dead. That's why 3 minutes without air is the most important thing. It's the most important skill soccer players could learn. So if you could only take one thing away from this video, this would be it, right? Into belly. So that's step 1. And it's so pervasive. Breathing it's pervasive in everything you do, whether it's sprints, plyometrics, finishing drills, dribbling sequences, technical training, even in school. If you're getting stressed about things or in life, if you can't find your breath, then it's going to be harder for you to operate on the highest level. So give that a try. Put your hand on your belly. Make sure your shoulders aren't right. If you can't be breathing, if you're breathing up and down like this, you're using too much energy. You want to breathe through your belly, right? Okay, that's step one. Step two is movement. Right? If you have a jump rope lying around your house that you're not using, or if you have a piece of rope lying around your house you're not using, then you want to maybe cut it so that it's about maybe close to your height and length. And then, right, as long as you are tall, or you go to your local hardware store and you just get a soft piece of rope, and then what you're going to start to do is swing it, right? And as you swing it, your agility improves, your coordination improves, your explosiveness improves, right? So it's a tool that's really going to help you be more dangerous on the soccer field. This is something that I wish I was doing 27 years ago, right? Because this RMT rope, it's lightweight, it's portable, it's cheap, and for all those reasons, it's going to allow you to not have to go to the gym to improve your explosiveness, your agility, your timing, your rhythm, and your coordination. It's like everything that you need to be effective on the field can be accomplished through this simple rope, but the hardest part is understanding that it's not about doing as much as possible, it's about doing as little as necessary. So the founder, David Weck, he says if you could only learn one rope flow pattern, it's called you want to learn the alternating underhand sneak, and it looks like this. And the reason you want to learn it is because it teaches you to whip your arms down and pop your knee up, right? It mimics perfect running technique. When you run, you go 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. So look, it can go 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. So with a tool that you can bring anywhere in the world that changes your running mechanics, it makes you more explosive, it improves your balance, your timing, your rhythm, and coordination. There's no other tool that's like that. Right? You could argue that even a jump rope isn't as effective because the way that most people use jump ropes, it may improve their endurance, it may improve their agility and timing, but the patterns that you learn specifically with an RMT rope will help your running technique, and they're more, you could argue, that they're more low. It's less impact, right? Because if you're jumping with a jump rope, you're going up and down. With an RMT rope, the whole point is that you're not really leaving the ground, which allows you to develop this nice balance and full body awareness, right? So for that reason, I mean, just test it out, man. Test it out. So we're gonna learn the alternating underhand sneak, right? So underhand. It starts with the underhand swing. Most people, when they jump rope, they go from behind, then they go forward, right? Underhand swing, you want to go in the opposite direction, and then you're gonna take your arm, reach around your back, elbow, wrist, handles. Then we're doing double behind the backs. Double behind the backs. Then we go over, 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 over. So one more time, different angle. Right? Now with my left hand, we're going the opposite direction of the traditional jump rope. Then you want to take your opposite hand, grab your elbow, slide it all the way down, wrist, slide it all the way down, double handles, then it's here, 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 here. From here, you go here, here. right? So the hardest part for me, this took me 3 days to learn, and I'm someone who tries to learn things, right? I just try to rush through almost everything in my life. So this one was super frustrating for me, and the thing that helped me learn it is going double behind the back. Right, you want to go double behind the back. I drilled this for 3 days straight. 3 days straight, right? Don't stop drilling this one if you can't get it. So you go from here, so it's here, and then it's here, 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 here. So what does this look like as a part of your training routine? It works as a warm-up. It can work as a cool down. Vacations, holidays, birthdays, before work, after work, literally everywhere you go, anywhere you are, you can use this and get your heart rate up and then bring it back down. Okay, well, let's see it. Let's see it in real life. All right, breathing in through the... So this is what my quote unquote warm up would be. Let's say I'm going to play in the state cup championship, or let's say D1 soccer national championship game. What would my pre-game warm up look like with this rope? Well, if team warm up is, you call it, start warming up with the team an hour, maybe picking around the field. So an hour and 15 minutes, so 10 minutes before team warm up. This is what I'd do. I'd go like this. Right, so not even 5 minutes of swinging a rope around, less than $10 to get from your local hardware store. Probably the most effective warm-up that you could possibly do, because there's just so many things going on behind the scenes that just help you be more effective on the field. Right, so then from there, we go right into 3-ball juggling. Right, so doesn't matter what size ball you have, you just have some fun getting touches. And you said you want to work on your finishing drill. You want to work on your finishing. So the key is to spend more time juggling different size balls, right? You could say, they say most poor shooters are also poor jugglers. That's because juggling, you could argue, is like rhythmic shooting. Or you could say juggling is like rhythmic passing. If you can't juggle a soccer ball, you're not going to be as effective on the field compared to if you had a good juggling technique. So the key is bringing a ball with you everywhere where you go. Right? So the question is, can I bring a ball with me everywhere I go? And if you can, then this allows you to get more touches. More touches, you make more mistakes. More mistakes, you become more dangerous. So my favorite juggling pattern these days is 2 right and 2 left. Right? So just simple. Right? I didn't really think about juggling sequences, juggling patterns when I was younger. I just juggled obsessively, but without thought. If you can incorporate simple juggling patterns into your juggling practice, 60 seconds a day to build a habit, it could really help you grow over time. A great strategy if you're just beginning juggling is use your thighs first. If the ball drops down on the ground, pop it back up to the thighs. Or if it drops to your feet, pop it back up to the thighs. Right? And then keep it up with the thighs. Right? Just your ability to catch that ball in the air with the thigh will help your, right? It's going to help the spring. It's going to help your shot. It's going to help your jumping abilities. So give that a try. And then if it drops, right? If it drops, just pop it back up. Right? I used to get super frustrated when the ball hit the ground. Use the ground as a training partner. Right? If the ball drops, you could even just start to switch different size balls. Right, hacky sack. Right, how much a hacky sack costs? $4, $5. Bring it everywhere you go. Just by changing the surface and the weight of the ball, the way it responds to your body, it's just going to make your touch that much more precise. It's going to just develop your touch, your precision in a different way. So it's almost like each different size ball multiplies the benefits of the other ball. So right, these 3 balls, they can fit in your backpack, in your gym bag. You could even start to do 3-ball juggling, right? So something to keep in mind, right? Can I bring a ball? Question is, can I bring a ball with me everywhere I go? Can I make an RMT rope? Can I learn how to breathe effectively? And then the 4th one is, can I learn, what was yesterday? Yesterday we did Fanta, Sista, Mickey. Let's do Tom Turnbull today. Okay, so when I grew up, I went to the skills and drills trainer named Tom Turnbull, and he taught me this dribbling sequence. It's called Tom Turnbull dribbling sequence. It looks like this. It goes outside, outside, inside, outside, inside, outside, outside, inside, outside, 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 inside, outside, inside, outside, outside, inside, outside, inside. Why it's so effective is because it's a rhythmic pattern. Rhythmic patterns, it allows players to not think about dribbling. This dribbling sequences allow you to develop, they allow you to improve your dribbling abilities faster because you don't have to think about it. The other reason why it's super powerful is because as you say it out loud while you're doing it, you develop this mind-body connection, right? It helps you internalize it. And a lot of players, they go way too fast when I try to teach it to them. You gotta go slow in the beginning. Slow, smooth is fast. Outside, outside, inside, outside, inside. 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 60 seconds a day. Can I practice this dribbling sequence? And how that relates, again, to your question is, if you want to improve your stamina, if you want to improve your endurance, then you could start to do rotations of these three things. Right? We go back into the arm T rope. So for another 60 seconds. And then from there, you go right back into juggling sequences. And then from there, you can go right into dribbling sequences. And then, so what you're really developing, right? It's a little circuit. It's a little circuit. You rotate through these fundamental drills that are timeless and they're global. Anywhere you are, you could do this. You don't need a gym. You don't even need a pitch. Right? I'm on concrete, cement, and right, you could do this in your kitchen. Vacation, birthdays, weekends, holidays, everywhere you are. So the goal is to stay very relaxed while raising your training intensity as you go through these exercises. And then you're going to start to, it'll allow you to it mimics the game more effectively than just running in a straight line on a treadmill or going to the gym and doing, bodybuilder exercises. That's what most players are doing wrong. They're doing bodybuilder weight lifts, benches, bench pressing, rows, shoulder pressing, lat pull down, and then they're doing squats or deadlifts and trying to look like Arnold Schwarzenegger instead, but yet they won't spend 60 seconds a day juggling and dribbling and using a jump rope, RMT rope. So you could make a fine-tuned schedule and map out and test over time, and Sundays you do this, and on Thursdays you do this, and on Fridays you do this, and well, what do I do? Should I do this before this, or this before this, or it's just, right, you could do that, and you're thinking about all this stuff out here, when if you bring it in, and you focus on the simple things, right, if you start to master these simple fundamentals, then you're going to shoot yourself out of this world. So hopefully this helps. Reach out with any questions. 508-505-1180. All right.